Introducing our next guest is going to be Brian Miller, who is with our sponsor at findamortgagebroker.com.
Thank you, Felicia. All right, another packed session. We've got some in-demand speakers here. Just a quick reminder, I'm with UWM. We're the nation's largest mortgage lender. And the primary reason is that we're the largest purchase lender. We increase consumers' buying power by 10% on average. And any of you that are interested in finding out more about how you can do that and also create revenue through mortgage lending, we have a session today right across the hall at 2:40. So we're going to talk about how you can increase your revenue through a mortgage and your consumers' buying power. Now on to our speaker, Ivan Estrada. He's here. He's a top producing broker in Beverly Hills. And he's here to share, his top 10 ways to use AI to enhance your business. He's extremely committed to finding new technology and how he can use it to expand his reach. And he's considered an expert, and he's been featured on shows like, Bravo's $1 Million Listing and in Forbes magazine. Would you please join me in giving a big round of applause to welcome Ivan? Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Is this working? Can you hear me? All right, awesome. Hi, everyone. Is this working? Can you hear me? All right, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to my session. My name is Ivan Estrada. I've been in real estate now for almost 14 years, almost $650 million in sales in my career thus far. I am the author of the book Brand with Purpose, the TED Talk, How to Build or Rebuild a Brand. But with me, I'm constantly trying to learn. There's a new product, a new service, a new technology, I want to eat it all up. Actually, 14 years ago was when video caught my eye. And it was all about create your own videos, put it on YouTube, put it on Facebook. We didn't have Instagram yet. We didn't have TikTok yet. And so I jumped on that bandwagon. And for me, that's what actually created my career, was video. Actually, Kenya just talked about TikTok. So important. TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. You should definitely be on that. But now in my horizon, there's AI. Just to kind of get a climate of the room, a temperature, who's currently using AI in their business right now? Okay, a good amount of the room. Who's excited about it? Who's terrified? Me too. A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. But just to give you some peace of mind, I've been doing a lot of research on AI. There's a lot of great products, there's a lot of great services out there, but I will tell you right now, nothing will replace you. These products and services are to make our lives easier. A lot of these products and services still have a long way to go. But today I'm going to go over the top 10 applications that I currently use and how I use them with my team. And hopefully it inspires you to, A, get that on the bandwagon, because it's a conversation that buyers and sellers in the next year, in the next 2 years, in the next 3 to 5 years, AI has to be part of the conversation. Because just like video was, just like the internet was over 20 years ago, AI has to be part of the conversation. So let's go on to the first slide. So this is probably the one that most of you have heard about, ChatGPT. So this got my attention a couple of months ago through a friend of mine who's actually involved in the company. And he said, hey, Ivan, what if I can introduce you to a company that will help you create video copy for your videos a lot quicker? What if I can provide you with your own assistant who can help you really write your bios more correctly, be able to respond to clients with better grammar, better spelling, just really help you to be able to be more efficient in your business. And so ChatGPT was one thing that of all the things that I'm going to show you today, I use this every single day, and it's free. Right? The real estate market's a little choppy right now, so we have to look at our bottom line. And if there's something that you should be using, it's ChatGPT. There's also an application on your phone. Now, let me show you or tell you how I use it daily. I'm huge on video content. And anytime there's a new article that pops up about a hot topic in real estate, I tell my assistant, can you please copy and paste this entire article into ChatGPT and tell it to put it down into a 150-word format in the spoken word. Burp, gives me 150 words. Now I know exactly what the video content that I'm going to produce for that day. Instead of having to read the entire article and having to decipher what I think is important, what's not, ChatGPT will do that for me. The second thing that we use it for are the listing descriptions. Most of our stuff that we sell is resale. We do a couple of new construction, but most of it is resale. And how I'm able to really have that listing description done within, I would say, a couple of minutes is we copy the old listing description into ChatGPT. And I tell ChatGPT to generate 3 samples using different wording, but with the same message in mind. It creates 3. If the house had had any alterations or remodels, we will put that into the notes and ask ChatGPT to please integrate that into the listing description. Now here's the thing, just don't copy and paste it and then put it onto the MLS. All of these tools are there to help you, but you always have to add your extra sauce to it, like your voice, your energy. I do that all the time. We will get the description, I will make a couple of edits, and then we will upload it. So that's a second way of how we use it. A third thing that we use all the time is to generate copy for our blogs. So blogs also very important. It helps us with our SEO and our website. And we just plug in ChatGPT. I'm looking to write a blog on, let's say, video marketing or the advantages of using a Matterport. It'll give it to you. I then get that copy and then add my own verbiage to it and kind of tweak it. Remember, it's all about tweaking what's already there. You don't want to just regurgitate what's given to you and then use that on the MLS. That's a little bit of what the desktop version looks like. And like I said, it also has the application, which I use all the time if I have any questions. ChatGPT is like having a really smart friend. And you just ask it questions, but friends also lie. So make sure that you always go and ask a manager, not all friends, but most of them, sorry. Ask if there's a question related, especially if it's legal. I usually stay away from asking ChatGPT any legal advice. I do go to my manager or an attorney. But if it's a general question, it's definitely the smartest person in the room. Okay, Epic AI. So ChatGPT is more about copy. So this gives you ideas on what to write, gives you content ideas, blog ideas, listing description ideas. But Epic kind of takes things to the next level. It adds more visuals to it. For example, if you want to put a newsletter campaign together or a 12-touch program together, Epic will help you do that. And especially as a new agent, I think when you're brand new in the business or you've been in the business for a long time and you're trying to come up with some creative ideas, Epic is definitely the place to start. It's absolutely free. I put some of the features there. Let me show you what it looks like. And the great thing about this is that with ChatGPT, you have to know the right questions to ask, right? It's all about asking the right questions, and you have to keep getting more detailed in order to get the response that you need and want. Epic will help you. It's a little bit more user-friendly. The desktop version is a lot easier to navigate, and this will help you kind of put things together when it comes to like media, email, newsletter campaigns, 12-touch programs, also like blogs. It'll help you come up with those as well, and also with some nice photos that you can include into your blogs as well. Okay, Hyro. So this one I really like. So we all have heard of chatbots. A lot of the websites have it. You go online, you go to Sephora, a chatbot pops up, and it'll ask you if you need some help. Now, this is a company that I'm watching because Hyro has they have a huge imagination, and what they want to do is make our lives a lot easier so that when we're with clients, for example, we're showing a property or we're negotiating a deal, if a client were to email you a question or text you a question, Hiro will be able to answer them with their answer. How would Hiro know? Well, it would be connected to your email. It would be connected to your text messages. It'd also be connected to a server where it has all information regarding real estate. So they can ask a question about the transaction or just a general question. And what Hiro wants to do is to be able to answer those so that you, when you get back to your office from your showings, you don't have to go through all your emails, respond to all your text messages. Hiro will be able to be there to answer all those questions and obviously keep you in the loop of everything that's happening. So this is kind of like, I would say, a second you that'd be able to answer your questions while you're not around. And they're perfecting it. So just keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff out there, guys. There's a lot of bells and whistles. I get calls every single day. Try my product, it'll change your life. Nothing's changed my life. It hasn't. So, but definitely these are companies that I would just, take photos, put them in your favorites, and go online every couple of months, see what type of features they're adding, because I do think that they're getting closer, but we're still, I would say, about a year away from them being a little bit more on the perfection of what we need them to do. That's what it looks like on a desktop. Jasper. So Jasper is a combination of ChatGPT and Epic. So like I said before, with ChatGPT, it's all about asking the right questions and getting as detailed as possible. And one thing that I do like about ChatGPT about that is that it's helped me become a better communicator with my clients, with my family, with my friends, when I'm like, sometimes they're like, you're too general, Ivan. That's how my brain works sometimes. With Jasper, it is a lot more user-friendly. Let's go back. There we go. It's a lot more user-friendly where it allows you to kind of, it takes away the creative work from actually thinking of the questions to ask. So as you can see, this will ask you exactly, what are you looking to do? And with prompts, it it creates a system. So that way when you go into Jasper, if it's a listing description that you're trying to put together, an email newsletter campaign, if you're looking to do research, Jasper already knows who you are, how you work, what you're looking for, where ChatGPT doesn't do that just yet, unless you go for the premium package, but Jasper will be able to do that for you. And like I said, I've used this a couple of times when I'm just kind of hitting that slump of like, okay, I'm like super stressed out. I need a little bit more creative energy. I go in here and it just helps me put the blog post together or a video together or whatever it is that I need to do when it comes to marketing. REimagine home. It's kind of like, I just noticed this. It's kind of like they took our idea. So REimagine home. So who's ever had that question where a client will walk into a space, floor plan's a little funky, and they're like, I have no idea what to do here, right? That happens a lot. Or there's a backyard there's nothing in the backyard, and the client's like, this seems like too much work. I'm just not creative enough. Like, what would I add here? Should I do a pool? Should I do a cabana? Should I do a fireplace? A fire pit. So this is what it does. So this company, you would insert a photo of a space. It could be a backyard. It could be a bedroom. And what it does is it will put in there staging ideas, if that's what you're looking for, right? You're having some staging help. You're trying to help a client. Where would they put their bed? Where would they put their couch? This will help you generate that. Or let's say you have a new listing. There's a complete vacant backyard, nothing there. This will generate some ideas of what you can do, from pool to a spa to a cabana to a seating area, yoga space. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that there's a couple of agents that were using this and putting it into the MLS. I know, yeah, that's what I said. And then people were showing up, and then it's like, where's the pool? Right? It's like, we're selling property, not ideas, right? And this guy was selling an idea. And so I would warn you I wouldn't put any of this on the MLS at all. This is more for, something that you could provide as a service to a client. Here, I ran a couple of the photos of the property. Here's some ideas of what you could do with the backyard, instead of putting it on the MLS, because you do not want to get in trouble. I've never been in trouble, but I definitely would not want to be. I don't know how it works. Okay, Zip Smart AI. So this one's actually very interesting. None of us have a crystal ball about what's happening in the market. I think we get that question asked so many times daily, especially right now, right? We have inflation, and there's no inventory, and interest rates keep going up, and we have buyers that are on the fence. We have sellers who are just going to stay put. And what this company does is it uses past data, and not just data from, like, for example, an MLS, but it integrates other information coming from other large vendors when it comes to, for example, inflation rate or interest rate. And it'll give people a general idea of what's going to happen in the market in the next couple of months. I did put this in there because I thought it was very interesting. But again, I would caution you with this one a little bit. I think this is more for, for maybe something that you would share with other agents for now. I'm always curious about the future, right? I think I'm a homeowner. All of our clients are as well. And this is a tool that I think as it tweaks, as it gets better tweaks, it's going to be able to help us better assess what's going to happen in the market. Honestly, I think no one has a crystal ball, but I've used ZipSmart, and so far it's been pretty accurate. But again, it doesn't take into consideration other big, larger events, like big macro events that can affect our market at any time. Ooh, I love this one. So this is Get Floor Plan. So what this one does is, let's say you, oh, sorry, I got excited. Sorry. And also I had some really amazing coffee. I'm like, woo, so sorry. Okay, so Get Floor Plan. So what this does for you is, if you get a floor plan for a property, let's say it's a brand new construction, or also something that's not built yet, but the architect gives you the floor plans. What this does is it'll generate for you like a dollhouse, kind of a Matterport with furniture, and it'll give you different versions that you could use, and also a walking through Matterport version where if you're trying to sell something that hasn't been built yet, this is probably the cheapest way to show them what it could possibly look like. Because there's a lot of services out there, especially if you're building something or you're selling something that hasn't been built yet, it can get very, very expensive. I mean, this goes in the thousands of dollars. But here's an example of something that I gave them on the left. And they created I wish I could zoom, and they created these on the right. And when you're going on a listing presentation, I think this is something that I would include in mine, especially if it's something that, let's say you're working with a developer who's looking to sell something sooner than later. I would create this. I wouldn't tell them how much it costs because it's very cheap. But it's an added value. It shows that you are creative. It shows that you have the pulse on technology. And it also shows that you're really good with AI. I've used this one several times, and clients will say, oh my God, you probably spend so much money on it. I'm like, $20, right? Yeah, $20. 6% commission, 7%. Okay, Tidio. So this, I included two of the chatbot companies here because these are the two that I think are probably going to make it. This one you can use now on your website. This requires more of the customization than just having something that can schedule appointments. I did have a call with them to work with my website. And the great thing about this one is, like, for example, if you work in different markets where, let's say, there's a certain language that's spoken more than others, you can do it in Spanish. You can do it in Tagalog. You can do it in Mandarin and Cantonese. With all of these companies, it's trying to get as customized as possible. And there's certain things that they could do for you. For example, they do FAQs where we had to send them, okay, what are some of the biggest questions that you're asked, the most common? And so those are uploaded, and then the responses are auto-generated. It still sounds like a robot-ish for now, but this company as well is also working on a plugin that would work on your phone, on your computer, so that way, when you're away, on your appointments and front-facing with your clients, and emails are coming in, text messages are coming in, your next listing appointment's being scheduled, your next showing appointment's being scheduled, any questions that you had on an inspection, if the inspection is there, it'll scan the inspection. Obviously, they're trying to work on figuring out like disclaimers and certain things where we have to be very cautious, right? Like I said, anything legal, I would not include that in here at all. That's the site. And all of them start free. As you start customizing, then the price goes up. So this is MEM. I have my ADHD is insane. I don't know if you've noticed, but I love taking notes though. I am an avid learner at all times, but I'm also not as organized as I would like to be. And I have Evernote, and I've used it, and I start using it for a while, and then I have to categorize things and do certain things, and then I'm over it. And then sometimes I'll take notes, but then, trying to find them later, even though I'm a very, I think, time-efficient person, then I'll go and try to find the notes that I took like 3 weeks ago, and it'll take me like 25 minutes, right? Like, that happens a lot. And so what this company does is it puts together all of your notes, and keep in mind, all of these companies that I'm talking about, all of these services, it's very crucial to always make sure that you take the time to learn all of the bells and whistles, take the tutorials. Most of these companies actually have a person who will walk you through the demo, so that way you can kind of set it, right? It's like a program. You put together the program, and then it does exactly what you want it to do. And so with this I started using it a couple of months ago. And so when I'm taking notes at a conference with a client, if I'm reading a book or an Audible and I want to take notes, I just throw my notes in there, including any photos or video. And this will categorize everything and put it together where it's pretty, and I can send it to a friend and say, hey, I read this book, let me send you all the notes. It puts it so beautifully. With the bullet points, I'm able to send that to a client. If a client asks me to take notes, I could take notes and then send them a copy of it. It just keeps it organized so that you can find it and that you can save time. So this is not real estate specific, but it's definitely life specific. And so for me, it has saved me a tremendous amount of time and stress. And then beautiful AI. So this presentation, the entire presentation was created by beautiful AI. And it took about 10 minutes to put all this together. We started using it a couple of months ago. The first time, it's not going to take 10 to 15 minutes, right? You have to practice it. We took the demo. And why this is different from your regular, just say, PowerPoint, right? When you're putting together a PowerPoint, first you have to come up with the concept. You have to come up with the idea. You might have a color scheme. But then there's, for example, with Apple, then you have to figure out, okay, well, I want to add certain images, so now I have to go find the images, and then I have to find videos that will be able to back up my examples, and then I have to go find the examples, and ongoing, and then you don't do it, right? You're like, screw it, I'm not doing this presentation. But what beautiful AI does is there's 3 different options. You can start with a new template, or a custom template that they have created, or you use their AI. And pretty much what the AI does is it'll ask you a bunch of questions of what's the end goal? What are you doing? Do you want to have images? Do you want to have videos? Do you have a color scheme? And so once you start answering all these questions, then beautiful AI starts kind of formulating together the presentation. It starts coming up with actual images, with videos that will support what you're trying to portray. And especially, if you're a listing presentation, I think most of our listing presentations are kind of like custom to our company. But if you're trying to put something together, if you're teaching a class, right? Or if you're just trying to help your kids, right, with putting together a PowerPoint presentation for school, this is a great way of doing it. This will save you a lot of time. It's not that expensive. It's about $45. If you want to just do one presentation, it's $45 a month. For the Pro plan, it's $45. You can do as many as you want. And it's very easy. That's the thing about some of these websites. They're very easy to navigate. And that's it. So I wanted to open it up for any questions that you guys have. Do we have time? Yeah. Yeah, all right. Any questions? Will it update it for you? It'll check for spelling and grammar, but it's not going to read your mind just yet. We're not there yet. But it will check. It will check for spelling. It will check for grammar. If you do write something in there that it thinks it could better phrase it for you, it'll do that.
But if you, like a year later, you want to do the same presentation, but you want to update some points.
Oh, you can absolutely. You just have to like upload. If there's something specific that you want, then you have to upload that information. Yeah. My information? Yeah, it's right there. Yeah. Time for any more? I think we're done. Oh, one more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the question was, do I use some of this AI program in my business? Oh, yeah. All of them? No, not all of them. Not all of them. But I will say ChatGPT I use every single day. You should absolutely download the app. It's free. Get used to using AI because as we advance into the future, this is going to become, this is the future right here. Huh? And I use the beautiful AI Get Floor Plan. I use that as well. I use Epic as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you recommend any AIs for video editing?
So the question was, do I recommend any AI video editing software? I haven't found one that I absolutely love. And this is actually, I want to make this a clear point. There's a lot of these video AIs that say, hey, you can download your own avatar and you can speak through it. I would stay away from that because clients want to work with us. They want to see us on camera, not an AI. So when it comes to editing software, I've tried a couple. I'm not happy with them yet because only you know the message that you want to portray. I don't think an AI can figure out this is important to say, let's edit this out, this will look good this way. I can't really recommend one because I haven't found one that I like.
Bard. Have you used Bard? Yeah. It's the Google version of ChatGPT.
I have not. No, I'm like, for me, ChatGPT's like, I have an iPhone. I'm like, I'll just stick to the iPhone no matter if it sucks. But I haven't used that one yet.
It's very relevant. The content is fresh.
Okay, I will try that one. Awesome. Thank you. Nice meeting you. Any other questions? Yep. Yep. Yeah, so the question was there's a premium version of ChatGPT. I don't think it's worth it. During high times that people are using it at let's say during the evening time, it's supposed to generate the answers a lot faster. And when they have new features, you'll be the first one to use them. I don't know anyone who's paying for the premium yet, so I wouldn't until at one point they may start charging for just the use of it, but I wouldn't waste your money on that. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Oh, one last question. My favorite, I create a lot of presentations. So Beautiful AI is one that I use a lot. The Get Floor Plan, I love just if you're selling new construction, things that are not built yet, you can kind of formulate those like dollhouse kind of like Matterport videos for your clients. But like I said, ChatGPT I use daily to update my bio. I just did that last week. I have all these new sales, things that I've done with the media. So then I tell ChatGPT, here's my old bio. This is everything I've done in the last 3 months. Can you integrate that into my bio and keep it at 300 words? Yeah.
You have the most robust bio of anybody who's doing a presentation.
Say that again?
You have the most robust bio of anybody who's doing a presentation.
I know, that was long, wasn't it? That was long, that was long. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Cool. All right, awesome. Thanks, guys.